The containment field flickered once, twice, then died with a pathetic whimper that echoed through the Galactic Conservation Station's main hall. Every species present Velian diplomats with their crystalline exoskeletons, Thoraxian scientists floating in their and even the usually unflappable Xanthari guards froze in collective terror. The Kravniks had escaped. Parker Chen, a 23-year-old xenobiology intern from Earth, looked up from his datapad just in time to see the massive creature tear through the reinforced titanium doors like tissue paper. The beast stood nearly 4 meters tall, its obsidian scales gleaming under the station's emergency light. 6 eyes, each glowing with bioluminescent rage, scanned the crowd. Rows of serrated teeth dripped with corrosive venom that sizzled against the floor. Evacuate, evacuate. Station Commander Thelva's voice cracked through the intercom. His usual composure shattered. All personnel to escape pods. The Kravniks as the announcement cut off as the creature released an ear-splitting roar that shattered windows 3 levels up. Chaos erupted. Aliens scrambled over each other, their universal translators creating a cacophony of panic in hundreds of languages. Parker watched a Varelian elder trip and fall, about to be trampled by the stampede. Without thinking, he darted forward, pulling the elderly alien to safety behind an overturned display case. "Thank you, human," the Varelian gasped. "But you should run. The Kravniks has killed 17 trained hunters across 4 systems. It's considered the apex predator of the Andromeda sector. Nothing can." Another roar. Closer this time. Parker peered around the display case. The Kravniks had cornered a group of junior researchers near the aquarium section, including Penelope Wright, his fellow intern, and the closest thing he had to a friend on this station. She stood protectively in front of 3 Thoraxian younglings, her arms spread wide despite being barely 1.5 meters tall herself. The beast's muscles coiled, preparing to strike. "Penelope!" Parker's shout was instinctive, desperate. She turned, meeting his eyes for a split second. In that moment, Parker saw not fear but determination. Then the Kravniks lunged. Penelope didn't run. Instead, she did something that would later be debated in xenopsychology departments across the galaxy. She stood her ground and shouted, "No, no, bad." Her voice carried an authority that seemed to transcend species. The Kravniks' attack faltered, confusion rippling through its 6 eyes. Parker understood immediately. He'd grown up with dogs, helped his mother rehabilitate rescue animals. He recognized what Penelope was doing, what every human who'd ever trained an animal knew instinctively. He sprinted forward, sliding to a stop beside her. "Sit," he commanded, his voice firm but not aggressive. The Kravniks' head tilted. Its aggressive posture softened incrementally. "Parker, what are you?" Penelope began. "Trust me, it's scared and overstimulated. Look at its spinal ridge, those are stress indicators." Around them, the station fell eerily silent. Even those fleeing had stopped to watch the 2 humans confront the galaxy's most feared predator with nothing but their voices and body language. Penelope caught on quickly. She slowly lowered herself to one knee, making herself smaller, less threatening. "Easy, big one," she murmured. "Nobody wants to hurt you." Parker moved gradually to the side, creating a path away from the cornered researchers. "We know you're scared. This place is loud, bright, wrong." The Kravniks' eyes tracked between them, its breathing gradually slowing. "In xenobiology class," Penelope said softly, maintaining eye contact with the creature, "Professor Zelenar said Kravniks are ambush predators from a world with dense jungle canopy. Low light, quiet, and they're pack animals," Parker added, pieces clicking together. "It's alone, probably terrified." He reached into his pocket slowly, pulling out the nutrient bar he'd been saving for lunch. He broke off a piece and tossed it gently toward the Kravniks. The creature sniffed, then consumed it in one snap of its jaws. "Good," Penelope praised, her voice warm. She found her own ration pack, offering another piece. For 10 minutes, the 2 humans worked in perfect synchronization, gradually calming the beast through a combination of behavioral psychology, patience, and something the alien species watching couldn't quite quantify. An intuitive understanding of animal cognition that seemed uniquely human. Parker began humming a low, rhythmic sound his mother had used with anxious horses. Penelope picked it up, and together they created a soothing harmony. The Kravniks' spinal ridge slowly flattened. Its luminescent eyes dimmed to a soft amber. When Penelope extended her hand, palm down and non-threatening, the creature surprised everyone by lowering its massive head and allowing her to touch its scales. "There we go," she whispered. "You're okay. We've got you." Station security arrived 20 minutes later, armed with neural disruptors and containment fields, only to find Parker sitting cross-legged on the floor with the Kravniks' head in his lap. While Penelope gently examined the creature's limbs for injuries, Commander Thelver approached cautiously, his forearms trembling. How did you? Earth has thousands of predator species, Parker explained, continuing to stroke the Kravnix's neck ridge. We've been working with them for millennia, understanding body language, establishing trust, recognizing stress responses. It's in our cultural DNA. Penelope smiled up at the commander. Also, this poor thing has an infected wound on its rear leg. It wasn't aggressive, it was in pain. Once we showed we weren't threats, it just needed help. The Vrelian elder Parker had saved earlier approached, his translator crackling. In all my 200 years observing species across the galaxy, I have never witnessed such audacity combined with such profound empathy. Tell me, humans, is this common among your kind? Parker and Penelope exchanged glances and laughed. Pretty much, Penelope said. We've been making friends with things that could kill us since we lived in caves. It's kind of our thing, Parker agreed. The story spread across the galaxy within hours. 2 young humans, armed with nothing but compassion and an understanding of behavior, had accomplished what trained hunters with advanced weaponry could not. The Kravniks, once healed and properly understood, became the station's most docile resident. But more importantly, humanity gained a new reputation, not as warriors or conquerors, but as the species that looked at the galaxy's deadliest creatures and saw not monsters, but misunderstood friends waiting to be known. And somewhere in the universe, countless predators began to feel just a little less lonely.